Hey folks, welcome back. It's Ardwulf giving you a break from my dreadful German accent and bringing you episode 27 of our playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 as Germany. It is 13 October 1940 and we are engaged in a campaign in the Balkans down here right now. We need to take a quick look at intelligence because we need to see how the German-American Bund is doing in the U.S. with the election approaching. This looks good. U.S. counter-espionage is really extraordinarily high. But I don't want to dip on, you know what? What I've got going on here is working. I am not going to monkey with this. So 33%. Republican Party qualifies for 0 cabinet positions. Democrats qualify for 2. So the German-American Bund is the #1 most popular party in the USA, and we're not going to screw with that. Taking a quick look at the Soviet Union. Taking a quick look at Greece, you can probably pull that spy out of there at this point. You notice I have 12 spies going, so we need to visit technology and decrease the number of spies. We'll lower it to 60.6, I should say, per day. Keep that locked there. This increases our officers. This number is substantially below what I would like it to be. So this is an officer ratio versus number of guys in the field. This number, we are at 71.5% of the Soviet force ratio on the East Front. That is also not really cool. I think that what I am going to do is to pull this HQ off of its current place in the hierarchy, select it, and then we are going to move this whole bunch over here. Because I need to be able to go to war with the Soviets in about April of next year, not fucking December. So let's see what we got. I see wasted. Production, no less. What just came off? Kampfgeschwader. We'll put this in the Lufttransportergeschwader, which I think is complete bullshit German for air transport squadron. So we got another one of those coming off. We could certainly use the IC. We got a lot of infrastructure type improvements coming. What do we got free right now? We have 19.59. We've got some infantry in the pipeline. We'll put another one of those going on. 3 more of those, actually. I feel like I have enough heavy armor, and I feel like I have enough light armor. I don't particularly feel like I have enough. Wait a minute. Just want to make sure. Keep the clock moving. Just want to make sure I'm not leaving these guys out in the middle of the Atlantic about to get blown up. That's worth a pause. Supply production, artillery barrel, and ammunition. Both of those have to come off. So artillery barrel is under armor. Let's see what we can do. Rocket artillery, but I don't really care about that. That's the thing. I don't really care about any of this. Not enough to take the hit on it for several months anyway. So let's look at destroyer engine, which we probably should have researched some time ago. Submarine torpedoes, sonar and detection equipment. That puts us slightly over where we want to be, but you know what? I'll leave it as is for the moment. We're wasting some... Oh, what do we got here? We got this guy again. We'll put that back there. That's our complete squadron there. And we're going to look at making some medium armor, which I am short on. So we'll give him a self-propelled artillery. And Waffen-SS. I guess we'll have to make do with 3 for now. 165 days. That is close to 6 months. That's cutting it really close, but I need them. So we'll start production. on that. And let's see how we're doing down here in Greece. We're waiting for these guys to arrive, which looks like it'll be happening any minute now. All right, and that number looks pretty good. I'll take a look at this. These guys are under the command of Air Marshal fucking Balbo. Fantastic. He's not bad. He's skill 4. This guy's not as good. This guy's a bad choice. Who's in charge of my actual guy? He's speed 5, skill 5, so he's pretty good. Let's look at him. Spurl. Tank Buster, Carpet Bomber. None of those are particularly useful for this particular battle. But this number is going up, and it just went down big time. God damn it. Let's take a look at Kampfgeschwader. If any of these guys are not doing anything, I'm going to send them down. These guys have no order. I'm going to send them down, rebase them in Albania, and hit that from 2 directions. Which might be overkill, but I'm doing it anyway. Sinking some stuff. Take a look at this. Hope I can hit this here. Ground attack. By day. Run it for a month, since that might take a while. Keep the clock rolling. We have managed to sink a transport on the mouth of the Thames. That's fantastic. Do I have U-boats coming? I'm not sure I do. I need more U-boats, man. What's the submarine? That's 250. Oh, 259 days. Jesus. How expensive are they? They're not terribly expensive. Well, they are when you consider their like amorted cost over the course of the entire production run. They are super expensive. But from a daily production standpoint, they're not that expensive. So if I were playing the standard German naval strategy, which is just make submarines pretty much, I would probably have about 6 flotillas of those right now. Alright, we're making progress on Athens. Looking at production, where are our Fliegerkorps, Fallschirmjäger division? I still stumble over that A with the umlaut from time to time. I did give you a disclaimer at the beginning of the video that my German pronunciation is shaky as fuck. So, and looks like we've won this battle. Why did I not get a pop-up for that? I should have gotten a pop-up for that. Move that there too. These guys are doing okay. Let's look at the supply map mode to see if this situation is a little bit better now. Oh, but this is all alone by itself. Give that guy a little minor strategic. Are some of my guys in here now? Yep. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this mission. Alright, so that's the end of the Greeks, as a military force anyway. Simplified terrain. Oh, perfect, they're in mountain terrain, and they're a mountain unit, with 3 brigades no less. Alright, so the remaining victory point for Greece is here, in Crete. So I am going to need to wait until the Fallschirmjäger show up in November. Give them a few weeks to gain organization in Vienna, and then I'm going to send them to Crete. Since these guys are not doing anything, I'm going to do ground attacks here for this. We'll do it for a month, it's fine. And it's undefended. There's a fleet here. I'm going to actually redo that, and we'll do a little bit of range on this and get the whole island by day for a month. Keep an eye on that. Our number here is now 70.8%. It's going down, going in exactly the wrong direction. Let's look at our U-boats, make sure they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Let's look at our fleets. Time to rebase this guy. And he's still doing fine. So can I... No, I didn't think so. I'm curious to see if I had any missions available for that naval unit on an enemy-controlled port, like shelling it from offshore or some shit like that. That would be nice. Alright, so I can take this unit off Italian. Off the Italian objective list. And let's take a look at how the Italians are doing down here. Let us set Baghdad as an Italian objective. I believe that will be the last victory point. No, that's not true. This Al-Basra. But if we look at diplomacy and look at Iraq, they have 33% taken. They're at a national unity of 70.2. So if they lose Baghdad, so what have they lost so far? So they have a total of 2, 3, that's 5, 6. So this would be 5 of their 6. So they should surrender at this point, right? What's their national unity? Just low enough. If I send intelligence to Iraq, which is at this time basically a British satellite, we have more than enough spies to do this. We're going to go here and disrupt national unity. And then while we're at intelligence, we'll take a look at the U.S. We're at 33%. Republicans are at 9%. We've almost flushed them out completely. Soviet national unity is at 75. UK national unity is at 65. Italy is nice and high. Japan should be, who knows, but I don't have any guys there. I don't care. Oh, I've got extra spies. So let's take a... Oh, actually, we just sent some guys to Iraq. So let's take a look and see how the Japanese are doing. So up here... Oh, pause. Up here, they're making pretty good progress in Burma, and they are, looks like they are about... Oh, they are about to push into India. And down here in... Wow, look at that. Look at that. I'm sure the supply situation here in the middle of the Australian outback is pretty terrible. So they may be pulling back for that reason, but they can peel along the coast and then take the interior provinces at their convenience and let the Australians starve in the middle of the desert. So Australia is going to fall. New Zealand, which I'm guessing is in the Allies, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm leaving the New Zealanders alone at this time. They seem to be doing just fine. Let's make sure this is going in the right place, though. This is Angerberg. Yep, that's where that goes. And this number is now up to 70.2. That may not be reflected yet. Nope. Well, it may not be reflected at all because it's behind the line. So if that's the case, I can just push all these guys up into the line. I've got like one full Panzer Corps, a partial Panzer Corps, another partial Panzer Corps. Here's another full Panzer Corps. Here's another partial Panzer Corps, plus these two infantry units, either of which could stand some more reinforcements. So let's pause that for a second. We're wasting IC. That's not cool. Wait a minute. We're wasting IC on reinforcement. Okay, I see it. Alright, and we're in horrendous need of upgrades here. But we've got stuff coming, so by end of year, I'm hoping... Zerstörer Geschwader. So we have a... No, we don't, actually. So we're going to put that down here in Brest. And we're going to change the name. And I guess we'll call it the first Zerstörer Flotilla. I'll put the other one here too. And then just check up on the fleets. These guys are resting. These guys are still floating and still doing very well. I can take, let's start the clock again here, and I can start looking at these guys in terms of they can be now rebased. I'm going to keep this one down here, but this guy can go back up to France. Artillery carriage, we need to pause for that. Rebase him. And hold on a second, artillery carriage and sights. Alright, so it's 1940, so we can develop up to 1941 technology without a penalty. This militia stuff, you know, soft attack, toughness, light artillery. We'll take militia light artillery. That's not a priority particularly, but that's okay. Zerstörer goes here. Does that go away? It does. Who is out of supplies? Kampfgeschwader. That's this guy too. That's bad news. He's pretty much out of supply, actually. We're going to have to rebase him. We can rebase him in Athens, however. So really what I was doing that for was to see where exactly I had to hit this with. And look and see when my Fallschirmjäger are coming off, November 17th through the 28th. I'm hoping we'll make that this episode. We have one in the Battle of the Western English Channel, fleet from the UK. They've lost the HMS Caledon. I wish I could mouse over that and see what kind of ship it was. That's this one, and they're still in fantastic shape. Let's look at the first Atlantische Flotilla, and we'll sortie them out. So the sortie means basically that they will sail out, maybe sail around for a little bit, and then sail back to port, where patrol leaves them out there for a while. Okay, so I know where these guys were. Alright, so this guy needs to be placed under a HQ. Alright, so we'll detach, pause for a second, now we'll leave it going. We'll detach this guy and attach it to the 5th Army, which doesn't quite fill that up, and then we'll take this guy, detach him, and attach him to the 8th Army, and that fills that up. And let's just make sure everybody's attached. So that looks good, and I believe the odd unit out here is a garrison unit which stays in Memel. And now I have radar. Let's see how that's going. We sank 3 transports and 2 escorts. I need to check on the U-boats. Let's take a look at our radar. Radar's up and running in Calais and Cherbourg. The U-boats look fantastic. So I do have medium armor coming. So we are... Looks like they're considering attacking Baghdad. Okay, I did give them that, so that's working. We can now try to... let's let the Italians go there. We can seriously think about this, actually. Let's reorganize these 2 units. And Cavalry Commando Insterberg, we're going to put this motorized there, and we'll put this armored car there too, giving this a full division. And then we need to look at this unit, the 3rd Gebirgsjäger Division, and this Leichte Division. And we'll can just combine these, actually. Boom, there we go. So now we have 3 better units rather than 4 like half-strength units. So we have 2 full-strength 4-division units. Alright, so let's think about... Let's look at this guy and its supply situation. It looks okay. I am seriously considering... Let's take a quick look at the diplomacy situation. Neighbors. I'm looking for Yugoslavia. Alright, that's nice. We'll keep that on the track for now. The Greek army still has a unit over here, so as soon as Greece, I get Greece off the map here, then I can... I'll let the Italians deal with this mopping up shit. Look at the Navy. These guys are basically at full strength, so we're going to go patrol in the channel again. These guys are at pretty close to full strength as well, and they're still on patrol. The British simply are not sorting out. The couple times that they have, in fact, managed to sally in force from their ports, they have done very well. Oh, we've sunk the Hood! Excellent! Pride of the British Navy, the fearsome HMS Hood has been sunk by the glorious Nuremberg. This is a blow to British morale and a boost to our own. Excellent. We sank the Warspite as well. Very good. We did lose a destroyer, however. So let's take a look at that. It's going to be this one, I guess. Oh yeah, they're rebasing. You need to actually run the clock to do that. Rebase that. So they took some damage. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Let's look at this Zerstörer flotilla. So we have right now into this Zerstörer flotilla. So let's punt this out and then reorganize this. And we'll put another destroyer in there. We'll put another destroyer in there. We've lost the Battle of Plymouth. Well, I am happy that we've sunk the Hood. What the hell is this? France. Oh, that's like French Marines? What the fuck, Italy? What are you doing? It's like Free French Marines invading Corsica. Hey, it's the birthplace of Napoleon. Actually, it makes perfect sense. They can't have the birthplace of Napoleon be, like, occupied. Alright, so one of these units, I believe, is not attached to anything, so we are going to take that and move that up to one of these partial strength units. Let's see. Alright, and this HQ is the 20th Panzer Corps. So we'll attach him to the 20th Panzer Corps. That is okay. So it's basically completely going to be up to the Fallschirmjäger to take that. Integrated... Wait, what do we got? Infantry. Alright, so that Army Corps in Angerberg looks good. Let's keep the clock moving. What's this number look like? 71.2, that's a little higher. So the ratio goes down in January, right? We need 100% of their brigades, so I can declare war on them hopefully soon. Japan has conquered Australia. Go Japan. That is fantastic. So does that knock Australia? Australia's an allies member. Maybe we need a couple of days for that to show up. That's possible. Let's see how the Italians are doing in Iraq here. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, well, they're engaged in some kind of grand maneuver. These guys are rebuilding. These guys are patrolling. We're going to rebase them, though. Looks like they got in a little bit of a scrum down there. Fallschirmjäger en route. And there we go. Oh, look at this. This is good. This is good. Okay. So, okay. So let's place the Fallschirmjäger because I know where they're going. They're going here in. Is this Wien? No, that's Stuttgart. We are placing them in Wien. All right, and we're gonna give them a corps. And we're going to call this the last corps was the 26th, so we'll go with the 27th. Oh, what's the code for the friggin' A? Well, we'll have to be satisfied with that for now, and we'll keep that there. Now let's look at this unit here. Well, let's not look at that unit right now. Let's place some anti-aircraft guns because we could use those. Let's look at weather, intel, revolt risk, diplomatic. Let's look at revolt risk. Poland, Belgium is high. Fortunately, we've got garrison units up here, so that helps. Diplomatic. Region, supply, infrastructure, VP, HQ, air, naval, strength, resources. Do we have like a thing with additional map modes here? No. So I guess what I was looking for is, well, let's look at infrastructure actually. All right. So what I'm looking for is where my factories are. So here in Berlin, let's first of all, I'm going to place one of those there. Place one of those in Leipzig. Where else do we have factories? Dresden. I'm going to place 2 in Dresden. We have a lot of factories here. We'll place 1 in Hanover. We have some factories here in Frankfurt. We have factories here in Dortmund. We have... hope we have factories here in Cologne. We don't, but oh well. Essen, Dortmund, Dusseldorf. Ooh, Dusseldorf. That gets 2. Alright, so we'll get those going. Keep this rolling. Any minute now I'm going to get some more Fallschirmjäger. And let's go back to political map mode. See how the Italians are doing mopping this mess up. They've got the Greeks pretty much cornered here. What do we got here? We've got 2 divisions, both of which are tied to this corps. This whole group's going to get pulled out at some point. But I need the Greeks to surrender first because of that. What do we got here? Possibility to invite to faction. We can invite Bulgaria to our faction. Let's do it. Bulgaria. Invite to faction. Did they say yes? Foolishly declined entry to the Axis. That's unfortunate. Well, not much we can do about it. Let's go look at Australia, which appears to still have something of a rump going on up there. Let's look at diplomacy. Let's go to majors. Let's look at Germany. We're at war with Australia. Is Japan? It says they still are, but they enforced conquer on them. Won the Battle of Plymouth. Nah, they're still recovering. they're still looking pretty. They're recovering as well. Looking at the U-boats. U-boats look, as usual, tip-top. So looking at Europe, and let's go to Bulgaria and see what the problem is here. That's a good question. I really don't know. Well, I will proclaim. What's their intelligence look like? Europe. Go to Bulgaria. Put a spy there. Not a ton of spies here, and we'll support our party. But our party's looking pretty good. Well, our factional alignment's looking pretty good. Our party, not exactly. What about the U.S. elections? That's what I want to know about. Going to intelligence, go to majors, USA. Head of, oh, look at that. Look at that. Silver Legion of America, fascist. All fascist. Look at that. All right, let's look at diplomacy and see what's going on with that, because that's different. Drifting toward Axis. All right. Fallschirmjäger goes in Vienna. Make sure I'm putting them not in Stuttgart, because that's not where they go. I can actually put them down here in the Fallschirmjäger Corps. Okay, go back to Europe, go to Bulgaria. We need time until the 25th before we can do anything else with them. And what I'll do is I'll give them a guarantee. Their highest their highest threat is versus the Soviet Union. So we'll give them a guarantee in a couple of days here. Keep the clock rolling, god damn it. And let's look at what our keep that down there for now. And we'll go with ground attack. You know, I don't see any point in that. It's going to burn supplies. Let's look at production. We need 65. We'll lower that a little bit. We're at 294. We're putting in 260. We desperately need upgrades here. Desperately. I'm going to kick this up to about 60. 50 will do. So do I need to go bail you guys out again? Man, look at the terrain. Mountains. We'll take the mountain division and send them down to attack and help the Italians out. And actually, since these guys aren't actually doing anything, well, I guess we'll cancel that then. These guys just bailed. So let's just move them there. I did not see a pop-up for the U.S. election. I'm not sure why. 1,700 hours. Let's take a look at these guys and see what their organization levels look like. Pretty good. Pretty good. This guy's only been out for a few, really like a week, so that's really not bad. This should be okay now. We're going to proclaim a guarantee on Bulgaria. Let's make sure we're doing it on the right country. Cost us 5 diplomatic influence. Our relations with Bulgaria were not that good. So I guess I can keep trying them. What do we got coming? Fallschirmjäger. I am going to pause for this because I don't want to lose time for organization gain on those guys. Alright, so here, let's see, we cannot, no possible fleet, there's no air transport possible. There's no air transport possible. So, where's their number? Their number is... There's a number on here. That's their weight. All right. They need to be at 95% organization, that's why. Okay, that's fine. I'll wait. Not a problem. Alright, let's take a look at the air war over Britain and see where that's going. We'll go back to air map mode here. Sturzkampfgeschwader. They are doing nothing. Let's fix that. Let's put... Sturzkampfgeschwader. We'll do a port strike here for a month. Kampfgeschwader, no order. We'll do a runway cratering for a month during the day. This Sturzkampfgeschwader, they're doing port strikes. Okay. This, we better pause during this, otherwise these guys will get pushed around and I don't want to deal with that. Air intercept, Jagdgeschwader. That's the lone guy. Is he still running? He is. They're doing good work. They're doing good work. They're doing good work. These guys are currently not busy. Keep them where they are. These guys are doing runway cratering in Norwich, probably. Okay, well, the runways in Norwich are thoroughly cratered, so we'll do runway cratering for a month here. This Jagdgeschwader, I think we're going to rest. That is the first Jagdgeschwader. That looks good. 6th Jagdgeschwader. We're going to put him here, and we'll do our superiority. And that looks good. We'll run that continuously during the day. Kampfgeschwader. These guys are going to probably need to rest soon. I'll rest them now. Jagdgeschwader. No order. We'll do our superiority around there during the day for a month. These guys do not have an order, so we will do a runway cratering here during the day for a month. That was this guy, and these guys are just waiting. Alright, so we are pretty close to our air assault on Crete here. We're just waiting for these guys to get the necessary organization up, and they're getting there. It's probably going to take a couple of weeks to do that. So otherwise, it is 1 December 1940, and looking at the political map, the Italians are finally attacking Baghdad. Thank you, Mussolini, for fucking things up, while the Japanese are going absolutely gangbusters down here in the Pacific. They have enforced a conquer on Australia. Don't really see that reflected in the political screen, so I'm not 100% sure why, but it's, you know, there's not a total lack of flakiness about this game. The Japanese have started pushing into India, British India, which is a big deal. If we look at the victory point map mode here, Calcutta is worth 5 points. What else do we got down here? This is really spread out, though. And Bombay is worth 5 points, and this is probably Delhi. Yep, that's worth 5 points. So India is... it's up to the Japanese to win that. I'm not helping them out. I'm not even giving them objectives anymore, other than to say, hey, you're doing great. Keep going. I'm happy. Go right ahead. We are on the verge of bringing Bulgaria into the Axis at some point. I may have to keep hassling them about it, but we're going to need to give them some more time. Looks like another few days before we can press them some more. Officer ratio is holding pretty steady at a value lower than I would like it to be. So, but otherwise, and I don't have enough guys on the Russian front, that's my big problem, actually. So otherwise, things are going very well. If we take a quick look at the Soviet Union and our relations, it is down some more. So they've probably had some internal events that lowered that, including maybe inviting Finland into the Axis. That may have been a problem. I have not taken Norway, which the Germans historically did in this year, and I'm not sure I'm going to. At this point, it would be good to have Norway, but it's a lot of coastline to defend. It's more garrisons that I'd need. I don't really want to deal with it right now. So this episode has run over long by about 10 minutes already, so I appreciate your patience in sticking with me this long. Please like the video if you've enjoyed watching it or any of the others in this series. Please subscribe to the channel if you're interested in keeping up with this series. There is plenty more on the way, and share it around if you like. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.